jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
You know, one-on-one, just say to them, ask them, do you buy the pay-per-view, or are you illegally getting it? You know, are you stealing it? Oh man, motherfucker, I steal it. I said, well, there you go. But you're supporting your fighter?
Yep. Once again, it's Friday. Salute to everyone that's tuned in to WCS. What's good? The supporters, you know what it is. One love to everybody that's in the building, on deck. As always, man, it's the weekend. It's just unfortunate we always have to look forward to the weekend, and then Monday show up and we want to go into work like everything's cool. We still productive and everything. We still contributing to teamwork and all that shit. But really, we're looking forward to the next weekend so we can take our ass back to where we was, relaxing, chilling, doing whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that we live in a simulation like that, man. Real talk. It's amazing that we live in a simulation. But big shout out to everybody that's on deck this morning. This is not going to be a extended version of a morning live. I just always, like I said yesterday, I had Romero on the thumbnail, and I chose to leave him separate for this Hot Grease Chronicles EP 37. You know what it is? Somebody else got to go in the hot grease, and it has to be you, Romero. It definitely has to be you. So let's talk about Romero, man. You know, when it comes to my guy Crawford, man. So Romero brags about what he's been able to accomplish in his career thus far. You know what I'm saying? Very limited professional experience. He brags about being a late starter. He brags about, you know, being in sparring sessions where the bell is off, and he's pretty much just one of the more respected boxers back in the day that went in there and put in that dog work. Pretty much his whole entire history when it came to boxing evolved around him being tough and sparring. You know what I'm saying? Rolly's 14-1, 12 knockouts. And he brags about how many fights he has and how long he's been in the sport, which I can understand coming from Romero, how he feels that he was able to pick up an interim WBA title in Connecticut and be a firsthand witness to a robbery. I can understand what Romero can brag about beating Jackson Marinez, because he was able to pick up a belt, even though he was clearly and undeniably outboxed that entire fight. If it wasn't every round, it was majority of the round. Jackson Marinez looked good that fight. You know what I'm saying? He looked really good. But we all know Rolly Romero lost. So looking at his Jackson Marinez fight, man, he came in, he came back into the square in 2021, fought Avery Sparrow, stopped him in the seventh round. Then he came back in July, fought Anthony Yigit, stopped him in the 7th round. Then a situation happened. I guess Rolly Romero had pretty much mongered around the TMT gym enough where he became food. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Rolly didn't understand that he had became food. But when he was gifted that title, it came with a ticket. You know what I'm saying? It came with a check when he was given that title, because it wasn't for free. They was just going to get Rolly in a position where he can become more valuable to what they had stored for him later on. And that's exactly what freaking happened. His name came into existence with Gervonta Davis, a person who we know have an extensive relationship with Floyd Money Mayweather, Hall of Famer Floyd Money Mayweather. So we already know Gervonta is that fighter who at the time was still attached to Mayweather Promotions. And as much as people don't want to refuse to identify or recognize it right now, he's always going to be attached in one way, shape, or form if he's at PBC. That's just the way it goes. Rolly felt like the more and more he talked around the gym, he was going to get his big shot. So when his name popped up to fight Gervonta Davis, you know how he was online. He was talking about, yeah, I feel good. I get to buy my mother a house and this, that, and the other. That's what a lot of fighters want to be in. That position that they can have the money to go do something for their parent. The parent may not be living well just because they attached or over there training in Vegas and a part of the TMT doesn't mean that their peoples are living good, right? So Rolly Romero name pops up, and we're thinking, oh man, this is one of those fights where on paper it looks like a massacre. Feel me? Real talk. But to the YTC, they felt it was good enough to kind of speak it up as if it was going to be a competitive fight. They did a damn good job as always. They want to sit up here and molest the sanity of the listeners and attempted to make Rolly Romero look competitive with Gervonta Davis. So we all know he was pulled out of that fight. He was supposed to step in there with Gervonta. All these sexual charges came up. These allegations came up, and they pulled him for the fight. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Who knows with the business aspect and the politics in boxing? Who knows why he was pulled from the fight? But no charges was never. I mean, it didn't even go that far. No charges was handed down on Rolly Romero at all, but he missed the fight, his first fight with Gervonta Davis. Now, at that time, for Rolly Romero, a lot of us, including myself, was like, okay, that's benefiting you, Rolly, because you get to sit back and see how he performs against Isaac Cruz. And I believe deep down, Rolly wasn't really giving a damn about Isaac Cruz, a fighter who wasn't in a spotlight, small, haven't really been in there with a lot of good names. He's been in there with better competition, in my opinion, than Rolly. But Rolly probably didn't look at him as being this guy that should have been next for Gervonta Davis, but he was. He ended up going the distance. All right. So this is the mindset I have for Rolly Romero. Right. This is my mindset when it comes to him. There are some lug nuts that are missing. They're not unscrewed. They're missing. There's some lug nuts that are missing. And the ones that may be on there, they're not the right size. Because he's not that tight mentally when it comes to this game. He's not. Let me show you a video right quick before I go forward. I want to show you a video of Rolly Romero All right. That so many people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? They just let some fighters get a therapeutic exemption. They want to say, oh, they don't know any better and all that. But when it comes to black fighters, we goddamn held down. We hold them down to the cross with gasoline. But let's listen to something right quick from Rolly Romero. Let's listen to something. Let's listen to something right quick.
Ugly as fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about him, not even his own fucking city in Nebraska. No. Bud Crawford is ugly as fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about him, not even his own fucking city in Nebraska.
So Rolly, who is Cuban descent, when he made this video, it seems like he was feeling himself. And once again, we have a guy like Rolly speaking about the appearance or the unattractiveness of another man that competes in a sport like him. No one can help me understand why Rolly Romero, of all people, will want to take it there and talk about a man's appearance. Because a lot of people, they'll tell you when it comes to Rolly Romero, what happens. He's too easy to be made fun of. He gives us everything we want, and we can just take it from there. It's no problem. Just from the way he sounds and everything else that goes along with it, he's talking about another man is ugly. Now, if you look back in time, Rolly Romero also made some crazy comments about Wilder, and you know he's been on his little tangent. But to sit up here and make a comment about, you know, they don't respect him in his own city, it's fake news coming from Rolly Romero. Very, very fake, because he's just trying to be important. He's just trying to be important. Crawford will pull up on Rolly Romero just like he did Blair Cobb. If he had just like he did Timothy Bradley, just like he did a plethora of other names that had something to say about him. He's just that type of dude. But Rolly Romero understands that he's trying to keep his name relevant off the back of other people, of other fighters, rather, that's already relevant in the sport. Rolly is the last person to talk about how a person look. He's the last person, because we all seen what happened. So let me go back to when the Isaac Cruz situation played out the way it did with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis went the distance with a smaller fighter that many was thinking, as always, when you're a knockout artist like Gervonta Davis, that he was going to go in there and get this knockout. You know what I'm saying? He was going to get it done. It didn't work out that way. Gervonta said he hurt his hand, but in reality, Isaac Cruz made it to the final bell, man, in a losing effort. All right. After that fight, Rolly Romero, his name comes back into the equation after all those charges somehow evaporated. We didn't hear anything else from those so-called women who was bringing all these charges up against him, these allegations and all this shit. Nothing ever became of it. So Rolly gets his time now. He gets to sit back and watch a fight from a smaller guy. Rolly think he's going to be the bigger guy. He knows it, rather. He's going to be the bigger guy. He feels he's a stronger guy. And he hit harder. So being that fight with Isaac Cruz gave Rolly Romero extra confidence, y'all. Super confidence to step back in the square in a fight that was pulled away from him, to step back in the square against Gervonta Davis after that illusion of going the distance with Isaac Cruz. He had mad confidence, man. He had mad confidence. He was feeling real goofy. Real talk. He was feeling real goofy after watching that fight. He said, man, he go the distance with Isaac Cruz. I'm much better than Isaac Cruz at the end of the day. I'm better than him. There's no way he can beat me. I'm knocking the fuck out. He want to go one round. He want to get out the one round. I bet your house on it. I'll knock him out. He was saying all that shit, man. All because the strength of Gervonta Davis going the distance with Isaac Cruz, a smaller fighter. He felt that he was a bigger fighter. He can bully Gervonta, and he had more power. All from that history of being in the doghouse rules or whatever the case, him being a bully around in sparring sessions, him having a history with Ryan Garcia. You know, Rolly's entire concept and the way he bigged himself up came from everything outside of the ring. Real talk. He didn't really have no special fights. The one big fight that he won the title, it was given to him. Let me get to this super chat, man. Shout out to King Mitch on deck, DBMH on deck, Julio Martinez, Trick Noty on deck. What's good? Let me get to some of these comments and then we're going to get back. Early morning grind. Salute WCS. Good morning, chat. Salute to you, Big Blunts and Boxing in the building, man. And check out his channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is here. Check him out. Support him. And like he said, get the likes up. Appreciate you. King Mitch on deck. Julio say, Rolly a bad dude. I wish he had skills, though, because he has the power, no footwork. Okay, we'll get back to your comment. I think he wants to fight Broner. A good, dumb fight. Julio Martinez coming here swinging this morning. Swinging on a Friday. Captain Chaos, what's good, brother? On deck. Say combat. You know what it is there, Captain Chaos. If it ain't chaos, goddamn it, it's mayhem. All of them pretty much the same family. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate everyone in the building. Let's get back to Rolly Romero. See, I'm not gonna call Rolly a clown. I'm not. But everything that he's building his persona off of is what he's doing out the ring, just like Ryan Garcia, so to speak. It's amazing in a sense that he was able to return and get a second fight with Gervonta Davis. And it was all bad. When I looked at that situation, I say, damn, what is deception when you define it? When you define deception based off your view of something, this is the perfect example, you know what I'm saying, of something being extremely deceptive. Because Rolly Romero, 9 times out of 10, he didn't respect Isaac Cruz. So he's looking at what Isaac Cruz's success was with Gervonta. He said, man, I'm going to have a field day with this dude. This dude being Gervonta, I'm going to have a field day with him. Because there's no way Isaac Cruz will bully me. I'm a stronger. I'm a black belt in Judoko, man. There's no way I'm getting bullied by that. That dude went 12 rounds with a small-ass baby. That's what Rolly was saying. It would have been better for Rolly to go in there the first time around. In my opinion, it would have been better for him to fight Gervonta Davis without seeing him fight Isaac Cruz first. Because that fight was very, very deceiving. So he finally gets his fight. Had one of the worst press conferences that you will see. One of the worst press conferences. Top 5 in boxing. Dude is the worst trash talker ever. I think him and Demetrius Andrade back in the day, him and Demetrius Andrade come neck and neck to some of the worst pressers, especially when he wore that pirate suit. Some of the worst pressers ever. So he said what he said. Man, you know, my arms, you know, you got them short T-Rex arms, man. My dick bigger than your arms. Man, what the fuck, man? That's what it is right there. I was like, oh my God. Somebody couldn't have called up Kobe Covington. Somebody couldn't have called up Chael Sonnen. Had him write down some lines for Rolly Romero so he could have went out on stage and started blasting, built the fight up. Like, damn, Rolly was coming hard with Gervonta. That doesn't even sound like shit he'll say, but he was on a roll. Gervonta looking at this cat like, man, do you hear yourself? This shit sound crazy. So finally, you know, with all the build up, people start taking a liking to Rolly off that bum ass press conference. Here's the YTC rebels coming to the aid of Roller Romero. Why? Because he fit the complexion for the protection. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't like Gervonta Davis. He's light skinned. Gervonta has the complexion for the detection. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have the complexion for the protection. You know what I'm saying? Rolly, they feel a little need to protect him because he's just a little goofy fella. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said about Ryan Garcia. They feel the need to coddle these motherfuckers. But Gervonta Davis, they know he a dog. They know where he from out of BMO. You know, he light skinned and everything, but no, they feel like, he don't respect boxing. You know, he would Floyd Mayweather. He this, he's that. You know, when it comes to Gervonta Davis, he can't win except in the ring. Outside the ring, people got shit to say. So the YTC jumped on the Roller Romero train real quick. They was hanging off the back of that motherfucker. Yee-hoo! Man, this rise feels smooth. Man, I think he can do it. Do what? You know what he said? No, I don't. Explain it to me. What did he say? Man, I'm telling you, man, come on, WCS, stop playing. You know, you heard what he said. No, I just want you to tell me. So if I guess, you know what I'm saying, I won't be wrong anything. Rolly said he could knock out Gervonta. Oh, so that got you feeling a little perky? You know what I'm saying? Because Rolly's up here now, he's talking shit to my, it's all about the knockouts. He can go in there and knock out a knockout artist who's shown to have one of the best chins in boxing. He's shown to be short, compact, and goddamn one of the best chins in boxing. And now y'all get behind Roller Romero to go in there and stop him. Man, I'm just telling you, man, Roller Romero is tough. So this is what I couldn't understand. It wasn't for me to understand the YTC. Rolly was never proven. The man was never fucking proven against anybody even close to being 50%. No one was ever close to being 50-50 fight with Roller Romero, man. To that point of them thinking he can go in there and beat Gervonta Davis. So when Rolly started making all these declarations and gave his manifesto that he was going to stop Gervonta Davis in the first round, thumbnails start coming up in this bitch. Roller Romero, he can stop Gervonta Davis. Here's why. Roller Romero, he has the skills to knock out Gervonta Davis. Roller Romero, people start switching up on Gervonta for no motherfucking reason. No reason. They just start getting behind Roller Romero because it sounded good, man. And he was goofy. Who wears a chinchilla or whatever you call them in 80-degree heat and you can't talk shit behind them shades? His shades was bigger than his little pea head, dog. Nobody didn't get this dude some pre-rehearsed lines to go out there and fuck Gervonta Davis up in the presser. He looks stupid. He gets in the ring telling everybody to bet their house. He's knocking them out in the first round. This dude comes out the gate, doesn't have a sense of urgency. So guess what? Within a 3-minute time period, we know damn well he wasn't trying to knock Gervonta Davis out. He was there to fill him out a little bit, and then start to open up. Why he was doing that? Because he was absolutely afraid of Gervonta's power. He didn't want to get knocked out in the first round. When you come out and respect a little guy like Rolly said he was, that means you respect his power. He was talking that shit on the outside of the ropes. But once he was inside the ropes, we all seen that he wasn't used to all that damn, you know what I'm saying? That spotlight attention, people cheering, the lights, the camera. Now it's time for action. He wasn't used to that shit. You could see it when he walked in the ring, man. Dude was like, wow, this is what it means to be on top. Wow. He goes in there. Gervonta does his ring walk. He comes out in the first round. and he has no sense of urgency because he knows Gervonta can put him to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He knows Gervonta has that capability. They move around, not too much action in the first. The second round, Rolly starts to, pick it up, was able to get in a little close with Gervonta and land the 1-2. Now, he must have hit Gervonta Davis pretty nice because Gervonta said that the man had power. He admitted, he said, okay, he has a little crack to it. He has a little crack to his punches right now. But we're in a 12-round fight. We are in a 12-round fight. Third round come around, a little bit more active back and forth. Gervonta's moving the same way he did against Isaac Cruz. He's boxing off the back foot. He's moving around. And Rolly's following him around the ring. And whenever Gervonta chooses to stop, Rolly had his best success. You know what I'm saying? He was able to land some shots. Same 1-2, nothing different. It wasn't like he was going, throwing hooks to the body when Gervonta was parked up against the ropes. He was just trying to land a shot. He'll pop a jab out there, but it was only like a touch jab. He was using as a measuring stick. He wasn't even trying to really pop the jab out there for effectiveness. Then, fourth and fifth, it started getting a little active for Gervonta. It started getting a little active. Both fighters start to exchange, especially when they came to a stopping point and they was in close proximity of one another and they landed some punch. Gervonta did what he did. He really haven't opened up yet. But looking at Rolly Romero, he seemed like his cardio was good. It seems like he was just thinking in there. He looked big. Rolly Romero's size looked incredible. Like he had to be up in the 140s that night. It looked incredible. He was a much bigger fighter. So I was also looking to see if Rolly Romero can land. And when he landed on Gervonta in the second, I believe, Gervonta still was there. He has a damn good poker face. Gervonta has a very good poker face, man, when he get touched. So in the fifth round with these guys, it wasn't no extreme activity where we can say, man, they was banging it out. And then, one fighter had to, egress a little bit, reset, and then come back. It wasn't really that. It's just a lot of moving around, a lot of, just patience. I still think both fighters was kind of filling each other out, even in the fifth round. Because it wasn't too much engagement going on except Rolly Romero being set up and he didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to press a fighter like Gervonta, whose highlight reel knockouts come with the counter ability that he has, the power that comes behind that counter, I mean, you have to be cautious, man. It doesn't matter what his trainer was telling him. You have to be cautious of that. But I guess Rolly Romero's was warmed up in the sixth, man. He was getting a little bit more loose. He had landed some shots on Tank. And he feel that, hey, if I can get him clean again, and I'm warmed up now, I can stop him. Rolly Romero started to get, I wouldn't say desperate, but he started to get overly anxious because they were in the middle of the fight. And I don't know if Rolly wanted to go to the back end of the fight near the championship rounds with Gervonta Davis. Because Davis is known, look, Tank Power is known to transfer over in the later rounds. I'm not sure if Rolly Romero wanted to go into the later rounds with Tank. But when he went into the sixth round, Tank is a master at manipulating an inexperienced fighter like Rolly Romero. He is the master at stepping in there with fighters that's on his level and setting traps. Gervonta is the master hunter, man. Gervonta Davis is the master hunter, man. He can hunt. He can hunt as if he's in retreat, and he can hunt if he's the damn pursuer. And in this particular case, he never really gave Rolly Romero consistent rounds where he wanted to press the gas. He pretty much did the same thing with Leo Santa Cruz, man. He did the same thing with Leo Santa Cruz. Leo was getting off on him, really touching him up nice. And people was like, man, Gervonta Davis in trouble. Oh, this, that, and the other. But he's the master manipulator when it comes to this boxing game. And when Rolly Romero thought it was okay to ignore the caution signs, this is it. This is it. Coach, it's time. I got to make the move, coach. I feel it. God damn it. He went in there and tried to sprint in with a 1-2 with his chin on kite string. I told him not to have that chin up in there. He came in there with the 1-2. And Gervonta, being that he carried those gloves that have that ambient material on it, you know what I'm saying? That ambient material. He caught him with the left hand. Night. Rolly, the look on Rolly Romero's face is all I ever saw, you know, especially when he got out the ring with Jackson Mariñez. You know, the goofy look like, you know, that look. Gervonta hit him, and he went up into the race face first like Martin, man, when Tommy the Hitman Hearns was on Martin. It was hilarious. Give me a Twizzler and 2 Chico sticks and some hot fries. He was up against the ropes, man. He didn't know what the fuck. He turned around, sat on his ass, and his leg. Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. That mug was twitching and shit. But yet, in his demise, I have to give Rolly that one salute. That is, he got the fuck up. Rolly got up, made the count. Look, he got up, made the count. I have to give him that. He did get up. That's not the first time a fighter's gotten up from Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? He's gotten up, made the count, but he couldn't continue. He would have got fucked up. He would have got demolished. Because you have to save a fighter from himself when he's like Rolly Romero. You have to save him from himself. Else he's going to get himself. He's going to get hurt, man. He's going to be in a wheelchair. I mean, he's going to be in a bad place. But when Gervonta say he didn't put that motherfucking wasabi on him, he said he ran into it. I believe him absolutely that Gervonta is not downplaying this. Because if you look at how Rolly made entry to close distance against Gervonta, he did just that. He did just that. He was like, Coach, it's time, Coach. I'm going in. Oh, shit, man. So white up here. Gervonta sent that man to the upper room, dog. He might have began to go to the upper room through the light, and then he came back down. I'll give him that because he wasn't totally knocked the fuck out. Now, he was in travel. You know what I'm saying? He was in flight, but he didn't go all the way up to the upper room like Leo Santa Cruz. You feel me? He didn't go all the way up there like that. So for Rolly Romero's case, I want to ask him this. What is the purpose of going at an elite fighter when you bragged? You know, we're talking about a fighter that bragged about what he's been able to do in his career of 14 victories and 1 defeat and 12 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Rolly Romero brags about having his first fight in 2016. If you do the math, 2016 and 2022, it haven't been that long. You know, he talked about, I haven't been in here but this amount of years. I'm doing what I can do. I'm the best, this, that, and the other. Where do you go from here? When you call a man ugly, and you talk the way you do, where do you go from here? Because your first loss is a knockout. Who do you fight, and where do you go from here? Now, I know Julio. He said something about Adrian Broner. All right? Styles make fights. Okay? I know Rolly Romero, and a lot of people will tell you this, that if Rolly Romero ever was to get AB, more people will come to that fight than you even think. More people will tune in to that fight than you would ever believe. It will be so many happy people on this YTC because they want to see Adrian Broner get knocked out. Once again, just because Roller Romero was stopped by Gervonta Davis, if indeed AB was the next opponent to get him a little, bigger wager and stuff like that against Roller Romero, people will tune in and see it because for one, they believe Adrian Broner is not on his knockout shit right now. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to dial it back in and get back in the groove of being that dude. Roller Romero seems like whenever he chooses to be aggressive, he can be just aggressive enough to cause problems for AB, especially if AB isn't as active with his hands like the song and dance goes. You feel me? But I'm going to tell you, if that fight came up on the blog and Roller Romero signed to fight Adrian Broner, that's granted he get past Omar Figueroa, right? People are gonna tune in to that motherfucking fight right there. They're gonna totally omit the fact that Rolly was stopped in the 6th round by Gervonta. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They're gonna say, yeah, Rolly is the guy. Rolly is dirty. Rolly play by his own rules. He's a dirty fighter. He's not gonna respect AB. This is gonna be the fight that look, I'm telling you, Marcos Maidana wasn't playing by the rules. And you want to talk about the Argentinian OG, man, that was a rough ass fighter, man. Like he was about that. You think at this point in time, Adrian Broner is only like what, 32, something like that? You think at this point in time in Adrian's career, Roller Romero is going to be the one to stop Adrian Broner like Terrence Crawford did Sean Porter? I don't think so. He don't have the skills to work his way up. Let's not forget that Adrian Broner is a counterpuncher too. People going to look at the fight because they want to see AB get stopped. But in reality, they need to understand how talented AB is as a fighter. Look how Sean Porter gave him the work, and he still dropped Sean Porter in the 12th. I'm just saying, reflect upon that, right? Reflect upon the shit, bro, that AB has been a part of. What people say he didn't let his hands go, but he went to the distance. Look at the Pacquiao fight. Look at the Pacquiao fight, man. There's so many fights out there where people thought, oh, this is the fight. AB gonna get stopped. AB gonna get stopped. And he didn't, man. He did not get stopped. So now he's coming back off the Giovanni Santiago fight. Everybody's, trying to see what the cameras are gonna show us about AB's performance against Figueroa. And then within house fights, of course, that fight with him and Rolly, I think is definitely not something that's difficult to make. Now, the wild part about that is Rolly's nobody right now except a mouthpiece and a guy that was stopped by Gervonta Davis, who say he get much more love for being knocked out by Gervonta than he ever did. So right now, him and AB, they aren't on the same level, but maybe they're in the same position in their boxing careers that this fight, they will match up nicely. You know what I'm saying? They will match up nicely at this point in their careers. Even though Rolly is early in his career and Adrian Broner is on the backside of his career, both of the fighters are still, in my opinion, especially Rolly, when it comes to Adrian Broner, rather, he still has enough in the tank to go in there and compete against Roller Romero. And Roller be trying everything in the book. But you know what? I'll tell y'all once, I'll tell you twice. Adrian Broner is smarter than anyone to give him credit for. Adrian Broner is smarter than anyone to give him credit for. You can't be a guy with 4 weight divisions. 4 weight divisions. and go in a fight and have limited output, you know what I'm saying, and still don't get knocked out. Not only that, when I look at his fight with Marcus Maidana, I love looking at that fight because I seen Marcus Maidana bringing the heat early, and I seen that Adrian Broner, who didn't have the best training camp at all for what his own personal reasons was, but he still battled back. Even though he was like, he was knocked down, he was still talking, I got it. Even though he didn't truly have it yet, he had the dog in him. He had the ring IQ. He said, man, I'm better than this. I'm good. And he started boxing, trying to box his way back. Man, Adrian Broner is smarter than people give him credit for when it's boxing IQ. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that goes on with these boxers, bro, that happens, that plays out in their personal life. It's always going to be like that. But Adrian Broner's IQ, man, is underappreciated. I wouldn't say underrated. It's underappreciated. Real talk. It's underappreciated, man. Bruce Gas Boxing. What's going on? Triple OG. What's good with it? It's good for Trick. It's good for me. Shelton, what's good? I don't know what Shelton's talking about. Some people need to let things play out. Sometimes you need to just hear things out. That's all I ask. Just hear things out. AB just wants to get in the ring just to run around in it and do his best to not get hit and survive. He has reflected that in the past, but you have to understand this guy's never been stopped. He's a 4-weight champion. Y'all can say what you want about his out the ring antics, him being intoxicated in public. So was Errol Spence. Adrian Broner has done more in boxing than Errol Spence Jr. Period. He may have one more division than Terrence Crawford, but he's never unified the division for undisputed. But he's a 4-weight champion, bro. He is a 4-weight champion. Period. No matter how many times you say he run around the ring, it doesn't matter. He's a 4-weight champion, future Hall of Famer. I like AB character, but that's it. He fell off trying to be like Mayweather. Man, that's been so long ago. We can't continue to put these tags on black fighters, because the first thing the YTC do and other mainstream media, they always want to attach a black fighter to another black fighter. And being that there aren't many, it has to be somewhat attached via a style. And people love attaching fighters to Floyd Mayweather as a style. What's wrong with the Philly shell? What's wrong with the Mayweather defense? If it helps in your defensive posture to take less damage on the inside, what's wrong with it? Just because a fighter emulates someone like Floyd Mayweather who did it the best, why we continue to put these tags on him? And he's trying to be like Mayweather. He's trying to be like, yes, he looked like that in the beginning, but that's been long gone. They said the same thing about Devin Haney. But when a non-black fighter does the same thing, the Philly shell, Mayweather defense, whatever the case may be, nobody's saying he's trying to be like Floyd Mayweather. They say, oh, look at him. He's using that Philly shell. Oh, wow. Okay, I get it. Man, come on, bro. That's old news. Sheldon say, AB is the man. You need to get on board. Hey, man, AB is smarter than what people give him credit for. Very smart. Very smart, man. People just want to look, you have people on this YTC that has fucked up in life too. Had some parties where they was, back in the day when we was going, they was zooted. Motherfucker was zooted. They know it's been some time they walked out and they was fucked up real nice. But being that we're talking about celebrity, we're talking about the status of boxers who have done enough to be in the spotlight. They have won enough. They have achieved enough, accomplished enough to be in the spotlight. That's where it becomes a problem because, yes, people are looking at you. People are looking at you. And we've seen that play out with AB and a lot of other fighters. So let's not act like it's all new. And we shouldn't be tagging him with Floyd Mayweather style no more. That's been so old there, Julio. That's been too long ago, bro. Rolly versus Ron would be huge. Two of the biggest bullshitters in the game. Yeah, man, it would be huge. But I don't think they're trying to fight each other, Captain. You know why? Because all of a sudden, Ryan shows up to Rolly Romero's fight with Gervonta and places a $20,000 bet like an idiot. I don't think they're trying to fight one another. I think they become BFFs in some weird, strange dynamic. This is a guy who used to show up to Ryan Garcia's fight and dog him out, cuss him out, say he a bitch, this, that, and the other, fight me. Never happened. But all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia, like you said, one of the biggest bullshitters, Duck Masters Coalition, pound for pound, Duck Masters Coalition. Ryan Garcia wants to be important. Ryan Garcia made one of the stupidest bets in boxing history. He wants to put a bet on a guy who he had history with. They actually had beef with one another. Beef that was well done. And he want to go up there and place 20 racks on Rolly Romero stepping in there with the tank. What are we doing here? What did all this camaraderie come into play when it comes to Rolly and Ryan Garcia? Where did this happen? Where did this happen? Because when the video was out of him, dogging you and sparring, he was calling you a bitch too, just like he was calling Devin Haney and all these other fighters. But when you talk about Crawford, the way he looks, bro, you really need to pay attention to you, Rolly. You have a behavior that you can't get rid of. That's all I'm saying. The way you sound and the actions that you're going, I seen you up there with Jose Valenzuela, Rayo. I would like to see you fight him. Let's see if you can go in there and bully him around. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, for a fighter like Rolly Romero, he can get a fight with an AB and it will be okay because of his resume. Like, it ain't like his resume is stellar and people looking at him to step up for a big fight. No, he just was stopped. He just was motherfucking stopped. So people saying, oh yeah, he fighting AB. Oh shit, he fighting AB. Oh shit, this is gonna be good because we know what Rolly capable of. We know what AB capable of. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Nah. Let's. Look, I get that fight to AB. I get that fight to AB, man. I'm telling you, Rolly Romero's ring IQ doesn't even touch the surface when it comes to AB. How smart he is, man. If Rolly is going to force AB to fight by pressuring him like he did Gervonta Davis, he's going to be susceptible just like the danger close that he wasn't aware of once he came in with that 1-2 recklessness. He's going to get caught the same way. Let's not act like AB doesn't know how to counter uppercut. He does, man. AB got skills, man. It's just something happened with the switch. As far as, after the Marcus Maidana fight, man, who knows? But no one's going to tell me Rolly Romero's boxing IQ is higher than Broner. No one can convince me of that. He said, I like AB character, but that's it. He fell off trying to be like Mayweather. Tank versus AB would be huge. I don't know, man. I don't know. The reason why I don't know that chaos is politics. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm just saying, not to go against the grain on it being big, but I don't know how people will perceive that, because AB and Javante have a history. From my understanding, he the one presented Javante Davis to Floyd Mayweather, right? I'm not sure, man. I know it'd be a whole lot of trash talking and all that, but do people really want to see it like they want to see Rolly and AB? I don't know, man. I know if you're talking about knockout or whatever the case may be, they may think Javante can land a shot on Adrian Broner, but there's been a lot of people to land shots on AB. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people, but you have to look at the Marcus Maidana situation. He was able to drop AB when AB came in with a less than stellar training camp. He didn't have a full-fledged, dialed in focused training camp. He was out there, touring with, hip hop, whoever he was with. He didn't have a full-fledged training camp, and he still made it to the final bell. What does that tell you? What the fuck did that tell you right there? And then with his lack of punching output, you have to say to yourself, he hasn't taken that much damage being in that defensive shell of his. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of compare, Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they get in that defensive shell, they don't take a lot of punishment, man. It's just when, he opens up a little bit, let his hands go, he might get touched a little bit, but most of the time, if he's not punching and he's defensively sound, he's not taking a lot of punishment. But I don't know if that fight will happen. That seems like a lot of politics are going into that shit, man. It'll be about money, this, that, and that. It'll just be another two boxers that the YTC can talk about, that, who's going to be who rates what in the negotiation, who's A side, B side, and all this other shit. Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. What's good? Facts, more people use the Philly shell way before, since Mayweather. Yeah. The Philly shell, of course, man. Look, the Philly shell was out there. You know what I'm saying? What was Pernell Whitaker using? You know what I'm saying? He's not even from Philly, but he had multiple defensive repertoires. You know what I'm saying? AB reminds me of the late, great Hector Camacho. Y'all said it. Look at both of their careers and attributes. Yeah, a lot more people expected Hector Camacho Macho to be better. You know what I'm saying? They needed his performances to match up to his ring entrance, bro. We're talking about the Camacho, dog. They say, oh man, just get your energy for the ring walk to match up to your performance. And sometimes Camacho could be just idled, like he can be inactive. You know what I'm saying? He looked the part. He give you a little showboat. And Adrian Broner the same way. Adrian Broner give you a little showboat too. We seen that with Marcus Maidana. You know what I'm saying? Even in a losing effort, he was still showboating in the later rounds, gyrating. Sad as they call it. It was a moment in there where he was gyrating, and then at the perfect time, Maidana ended up getting that shit back. That got a little weird, shit. But you talking about Argentinian OG, Marcus Maidana, man. And then Floyd sitting back in the shadows, ringside. I can make some money off Maidana. People cheering him. He's got some clout off AB. Oh shit! What Floyd Mayweather do? Say, I'm gonna hit this for 2-for-1 special, daylight heist. That's exactly what he did. He said, I'm so smart. I'm gonna hit Maidana and give him his biggest paydays. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit him in the head 2-for-1. I'm gonna make the first fight look a little difficult, and then come in here and make it look easy the second fight. That's Floyd Money Mayweather, goddammit. What a genius. What a motherfucking genius, dog. But back to Rolly Romero, man. This is what I got to say about you calling another man ugly, and they don't respect him. in the city. Who are you gonna bring to fight? Let's see. Let's go through memory lane right quick. All right, let me show y'all something. Because when you say the man's not respected in this city, is absolutely cap. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely cap. That's just a way for Rolly Romero to get some controversy coming around his way. That's all. You know what I'm saying? He wants some controversy to come around his way, man. That's all it is. Let me show y'all this right quick. Let me share screen. Let me share with you something. Let me take Rolly Romero's goofy ass off this motherfucker. So peep this out. This is who I consider hands down, pound for pound, best 38-0, 29 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Hailing from Omaha, Nebraska. Reside and his origins, birthplace is there. So, Rolly Romero, I have a question for you. Right? I want to ask you something when it comes to resumes. When Terrence Crawford defeated Ricky Burns, right? And I hear people always discrediting Ricky Burns like he wasn't anything. But let's just keep it, on the wave. Let's ride this wave all the way in the shore. He beat him. And Ricky hadn't lost in motherfucking 7 years, like I said. He beat Ricky Burns, man. He was the champion. But you say he ain't respected in his city. He goes to a city and faces Yorkis Gamboa in his backyard in his first title defense. Yeah, I said it. His first title defense. He faces Yorkis Gamboa, Olympian gold medalist, 23-0 in his backyard. Come on. Let's wave our hands side to side like we just don't care. He fought Gamboa in his backyard, bro. When are you ever going to be able to do that, Rolly? When are you going to pick up a championship belt and your first defense is in your backyard against a hitter, someone who was absolutely that boxer, Olympian pedigree, gold standard, 23-0. Let's go on. He defends his title again against Ray Beltran. Boom. CenturyLink Center, Omaha. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Then he moves up in weight after a couple of defenses, and he goes in there and stops Thomas Delorme. As you see, that was for the WBO vacant. Now he's at 140. This where the magic began to happen, right? He goes in there his first title defense, right? Moving up in weight, Rolly Romero. Understand something, Rolly. When you're up here calling a man ugly and shit, your career is looking ugly right now. So let's go to De'Aaron John, CenturyLink Omaha. Moved up a division. Now he's back in his backyard. Why is he taking all these risks? Why is he taking all these risks, man? He stops a man in the 10th round in his backyard. He immediately went back to Omaha to start giving back to Omaha and treating them to some boxing matches. So how the fuck you saying he ain't respected in Omaha? What has he done not to be respected? The man's still undefeated. You sound foolish, bro. You sound absolutely foolish. Terrence Crawford began, has several other fights. I'm just talking about his city because Rolly Romero said he ain't respected in the city, right? So at 140, let's look at this right here. We go in there with John Molina Jr., right? And he goes in there and fight that man back in Omaha with belts. With belts. And he ain't respected in the city? How's he not respected? And he's fighting some tougher opposition in his city. He goes in there, another Olympian We don't have to go there. Felix Diaz is not the topic of discussion. Julius Ndongo is not the topic of discussion, right? 140. He goes up here, goes the WBO route, right? Because you look, he had everything, but the WBO is definitely a route that was perfect for Terrence Crawford to pick up that belt with Jeff Horn. It was the most intelligent direction he could have done. Very, very smart. And it's played out perfectly up to this point for him picking up that WBO strap with this first fight in the welterweight division. People could say what they want about he should have went this route, that route. You're not at the negotiation table like Letitia said. So therefore, you should digress a bit because basically you have extreme bias wanting him to go the IBF route. What if he would have went the IBF route? For what? What if he would have sit up there and took away those dreams of Errol Spence too early? It was better for him to go to the WBO route because look at what we've been doing for the last several years. What you know about that, Rolly? What you know about that? Is your name the topic of the conversation like a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence? No, it isn't. But you calling the man ugly and lying, talking about he ain't repping his city. So he unified with Julius Ndongo, move up. He dispersed Jeff Horn in 9, right? Jose Benavidez. What is that? He goes back to his city with another undefeated fighter, bro. Another undefeated fighter. How's this man not respected in Omaha? Somebody explain that to me, Rolly. You need to stop putting out cap, man. You need to work on your career because it's looking real bad right now. You're a fighter that may leave the sport 14-8. Seriously. 15-8. I give you that. 15-8. 16-9. You might be that fighter. And then within that 16-9, you might come over here and tell me, well, you know, I fought the best. Man, they're gonna say, and Jim Gray gonna say, hey, you know what? Stop it. I didn't put this much time in my career for you to be my final interview and you talking such bullshit, man. Hey, let me speak to your trainer. Let me speak to him because, you know, you're the same guy that said you won all 6 rounds, right? Oh, okay, I got it. But if I didn't go all 6 rounds, you would stop. But you said you fought the best, and now you're sitting with 9 losses. I got it. Rolly, you need to understand that this man fought some tough fights in his backyard that a lot of people wouldn't have did. He brought that boxing presence back to Omaha with some difficult fights, with some animals, with some dogs. He brought them to his backyard. You know what I'm saying? So he should be accredited with that, Rolly. Something that you'll probably never be able to do, Rolly. You'll probably never be able to win a title and bring it back to where you reside and people respect you. You have to understand when you're sitting up here talking about nobody respecting you for just being a clown. You're being a clown right now, bro. That's all you're doing. You are that guy. You got paid a little bit. You went and purchased some drip. Now, I don't know if you got your mom her house or not, but what's going on with your career? If you are indeed waiting on AB, good luck. They'll probably give you AB, but you ain't going to win. Real talk, you're not going to win. You're going to be 14-2. You're not going to win that fight. AB has more Wall Street than you do over there at PBC. That's the truth, man. You got to look at it. That's the truth, bro. That's the truth. Just like Terrence Howard, man, let me tell you, man. I try to tell you, man. I try to kick the game to you. Rolly, it's a little bit more you got to understand about this game, man. You don't have a backyard to claim like my boy Crawford, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, that's not the way it's going to work out for you, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're youngin' in the game too, but I don't see where your career is headed, man. You need to set some goals for yourself, man. You might have started the game late, man, and you might be in your 20s, but I don't see where you headed, man. Nobody gonna respect you at the end of the day. Get your shit together, man. Before you be out here with all these other bras that I got street walking, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no assistance, but you can definitely come through and goddamn look over these bras for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay you a little something on the side, man. You need to go get that talk from Terrence, dog, because you might be out there as an assistant, as an enforcer, to make sure the females are walking and doing what they're supposed to do. For real. I don't see how you're gonna make enough money to start a business, going the route you're going. You seem like the type of person that might end up as a trainer, working well into your 50s, Roller Romero. Working well into your 50s, or you might be the one that's able to get a fight with Jake Paul. Seriously, you might be the one to have an exhibition fight with KSI or something like that, because they feel that your career is going nowhere fast. So let's invite him to an exhibition bout and pay him a little bit of money. He don't know any better. Let's put all these weight clauses on him. You can only gain 2 pounds off the weigh-in. 2 pounds? That's for real, 2 pounds? I can do 2 pounds. I'm not that big anyway. The fight's going to be at 190? Oh, okay. I think I can do it. I'm usually the bigger fighter. I'm strong. Man, stop it, Rolly. Get the fuck away from Terrence Crawford, man, who sit up here and brought some tough-ass fights back to Omaha. You know what I'm saying? Jose Benavidez, man. John Molina Jr. De'Aaron Jean, title defense and shit, man. Raimondo Beltran. You know, a lot of people going to discount, oh, that ain't shit. It is. Yukis Gamboa. They love bringing up Gamboa name. God damn it. But, man, shout out to Terrence Crawford doing his thing, man. They're still talking about you, bro. Let me get to this live chat. Let me get to the chat right quick, bro. Just want to say I'm working. Damn, let me just want to say I'm working. So I'm listening right now, but you're dropping gems right now, G. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody that's tuned in. Real talk. Appreciate you, brother. That's what big money do. It's chess, not checkers. Talk to him, Sir Senior. It's chess, not checkers, man. You know what I'm saying? I see Roller Romero's career absolutely being on a checkerboard, bro. His career is on a checkerboard right now. You know, sooner or later, as reality set in and he gets a little older and starts to mature, he's going to want to play chess. But the one thing about it is his resume may not allow him in the chess game. And I heard he plays chess. I heard. I'm not sure how true it is, but I heard Rolly plays chess, bro. The actual game. Because we know he don't play chess inside those ropes. So he might clean himself up. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know, y'all. Facts. Why he care what a man look like anyway? That's what I'm saying, Senior. Why do you care? I never like, you know, when men speak on the appearance of other men. When they would call them ugly and shit, ain't this, that, and the other. Like a motherfucker say, oh man, you small, you need to get up on that bar, man. Lift some weights and shit like that. Man, you in the wrong weight class, man. This, that, and the other. Okay, I can see that. That's man-to-man talk. But when you talk about a man's attractiveness and you feel like he is unattractive and you speak on a man being ugly, then I look at you different. Because yes, you can just be an asshole and be insulting and feel that you're going to get a lot of people to agree with you. But what does it do for you, though? It does nothing, because a lot of people, you know, have said that you're not the brightest tomato. You know what I'm saying? You're not the brightest tomato, bro. The lug nuts are gone. They trying to say you got zip ties on your shit. You got a temporary fix. Your shit's not even screwed in correctly. They saying the lug nuts been gone for a while. And then if you want to replace the lug nuts, They can't because your shit is stripped. For real, you have temporary fixes on your shit to keep you together. I don't know, man. You should really stay reserved when it comes to saying another man is ugly, bro. Because every time you open your mouth and say some dumb shit, people gonna say, damn, this dude is retarded. And how dare us mention the R word? Because when I was growing up, that used to be a common word. Man, real talk, you retarded. Straight up, man, you fucking retarded, dog. Who's your parents? You retarded. That was a common word. Man, shut up. Don't worry about him, man. He half retarded. Yeah, I said it. You half retarded, bro. The shit you do it makes no sense. You half retarded. But now people's like, oh my God, what's that outside my window? We are protesting. No more hate. No more hate. Retarded people need help too. We need help too. Don't bully us. Don't bully us. We need help too. I'm telling you, man, the day has changed, dog. God forgive me. I'm only in expression, okay? I'm not in thought. All right, please forgive me. I'm not, no way, shape, or form, making light of those individuals. But I'm just saying. People. That's where I'm at with it with Rolly. He deserves to get this work, just like anybody else that would come out and say some dumb shit like that. Seriously. And we should, keep him honest about the way he's acting out here in these streets. He should keep him honest because the shit he's saying about a fighter that would totally destroy Rolly. Like, I can say that about Crawford, but then again, when you're up here saying what you're saying about somebody like Crawford, he might even play with his food, bro. You know, Terrence Crawford may play with his food. He might allow Rolly to go round for round and punish him, man, just to play with his food and teach him a lesson and make him look stupid. See, back in the day, it was almost like, oh, man, so-and-so gonna get knocked the fuck out, man. You're gonna get knocked the fuck out. But then you find fighters that's so smart and methodical, they will play around with their food, mind games. Like in that live I did the other day about the 13 and 13, I left a subliminal in there. Nobody even freaking called me out on it. I left a subliminal in that shit to pretty much just show how mind games can work. But no one really called me out on it. You know what I'm saying? But I did leave a subliminal in there for real. But anyway, let's see where Rolly goes from here. Because that's not a good look for you, Rolly. 14 victories in, already have a loss. You know, you're not doing what T.O.'s done. T.O. might be your boy, but he won the IBF and then picked up the unified titles. I mean, you're not him. I know at one point in time, y'all used to sit on the ringside and y'all have those conversations. Man, look at us, man. You know, we're young in the sport. You know, we barely have any, we don't have an extreme amount of professional fights, but we're doing good for ourselves. Well, guess what, Rolly? That shit has since left the lunch pad. Teofimo Lopez has left you at the lunch pad. He has way more bigger fights with the amount of fights he has than you ever will in your career because you're not as talented as he is. It's good that you have a friend that you can see shine, but I don't see you ever shining like that. It don't matter how close you get to him there, Rolly Romero. So you can talk the shit however you see fit, but you're going to have to pay one way or the other. You're going to have to step in there with somebody that's always going to remember the shit you was talking about. Whoever you was calling ugly, whoever you was calling a bitch, I'm just surprised he didn't get a lot more backlash from being knocked out by Gervonta. Like, look, we're still talking about Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford fight that haven't even stepped even close to the first presser. But yet hardly anybody is talking about Rolly Romero getting his ass dropped in the 6th round and finished. Nobody's even talking about it. Toby on deck, what's good? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to everyone that's in the chat, man. I'm ending with this. Check this out. I know everybody's talking about, the offers that was made to Terrence Crawford and everything, and what was turned down. Let me tell you something. It's good people's talking about breaking news. I'm going to tell you something that I heard weeks. And I put it out in my live about a purse bid. The fact that they was trying to offer this, I didn't say this, but I knew about it. They was trying to offer Terrence Crawford below 10 million. And they was trying to offer Errol Spence 10 million. Right? I'm not going to go into multi-fight deals and shit like that, but I know it was very low. Very, very low. And the numbers are about right, but what they was trying to offer Crawford was in the single digits. I told y'all a long time ago they was trying to basically give him like 70-30, 60-40. I kept putting that in my live. I was like, y'all up here thinking that he's up there trying to negotiate a 50-50 split or something to that extent. But yet they was up here thinking it was higher, like it was a 70-30 type deal, when Terrence Crawford was actually fighting, not to get the 60-40. You know what I'm saying? Like 60-40, 70-30, same thing when you're trying to get 50-50. If you're not trying to get a man what he want, then it's never going to come to a all-around conclusion. Let's just say Terrence Crawford was 60-40 and they was trying to offer him 70-30. They was trying to offer him 70-30, but he was trying to fight for 60-40 at one point in time. And then he was trying to even up the ante and get somewhere close to 45% or 50%. I've heard he was definitely trying to, negotiate for 50-50 with Errol Spence. But initially in the early stages, I heard that they was trying to give him 7-30. And then it was thought that he was trying to fight for 60-40. You remember the thumbnail I put out, the 60-40? When people was up here thinking it was like he was trying to fight for 55-45, but really it's a 60-40 negotiation process because they were trying to get a man 70-30. Then with this news that's breaking, cool. I have no problem with that because I ain't trying to be first at anything. But I have told you all, don't be shocked if this fight even goes to purse bid. It may go to purse bid, bro. And we all know what happened with purse bids. It's all about who has the vested interest for the fighter and who has the pockets. Now, if you know well as I think you know, you smart as I think you are, read into purse bids. Read into the purse bids. And you might understand why PBC is lowballing the shit out of this fight. Why would somebody do 3 fights and they're going to average out like 2 million, 2.5 million, or whatever the case may be? Who would want to do 3 fights of this magnitude for under $10 million? Who in their right mind to do that? If it's true that Terrence Crawford wants 25 million and Bud Crawford wants 30, wouldn't that want to go to purse bid? Wouldn't somebody else, understand that this fight will go to purse bid because Steven Espinosa has shown that he don't want to participate? You know what I'm saying? He's shown that, hey, I really want to stay far away from this. I really don't want to participate in this shit. I try to tell people, look at this thumbnail I made way back when. This right here. I put the 60-40 out there. When it was said that they was trying to give this man 70-30. Now 70-30 sounds about right when it comes to the single digit numbers. Even on the back end shit, that will hardly be nothing. We're talking about what guaranteed money these fighters are going to get. What's their guaranteed money they're going to get? Not only that, they weren't trying to have Crawford get too much on the back end. But being that Crawford has been known to do pretty solid business with guarantee money, why would he lock himself into a deal such as this that's supposed to be breaking news? What's breaking about it? We already know Crawford is not going to sit up here and take less guarantee than what he was getting when he was signed with a promotion. What the fuck are we talking about? Why is this breaking news? This is obvious. The fight is not as important for him to take less guarantee money for what is considered one of the biggest fights in boxing. Why? Why is it considered breaking news? Somebody tell me that. I mean, somebody tell me that. I put that thumbnail up months ago. Why would Terrence Crawford, who was getting more guarantee, go into a bigger fight? Because this is one of the bigger fights in his career on his resume. Why would he go in there for less guarantee money for that many fights? That is lunacy, yo. That is retardation. That doesn't make any sense to anybody to think that somebody will say this is the biggest fight. So not only, look, this is the same thing they was criticizing Devin Haney for the Aussie double. Why would you do it? And this fight is going to be on U.S. soil, but you believe Terrence should go in there and get single digits for a multi-fight deal of the biggest fight in boxing. So they say. The biggest motherfucking fight in boxing, he's supposed to go in there and be in the single digits like he's been getting. He's already been getting guaranteed money in the single digits when it comes to the millions. He already been getting single digits. He's been getting those millions for a minute, all the way back with Henry Lundy. He's been touching an M. Real talk. So for Errol Spence, years motherfucking later, why would he even go into this and settle for that little bit of pennies, as if he's in the same contractual consignment as Devin Haney going over to the backyard? Look, the backyard of George Kambosos, who had the titles. Terrence Crawford is not in a dire strait with one title like Devin Haney. Look, this is not even the same scenario. It's not even the same scenario. It's just his man. It's just his promoter, the Bella, had to get with certain people, and they had to work out the fine details just so Devin Haney can be in the seat to even get the opportunity to go over to Australia. So they pretty much were saying that you take what we give you, or we going somewhere else. They don't want to do that with Terrence Crawford because he's not in that position. Neither is Errol Spence Kambosos. Errol Spence is not George Kambosos. Terrence Crawford, they can dilute by all means necessary. But they know all the bullshit they talk about Terrence Crawford. They still can't sit up here and explain why he's important. He's one of the important names for this fight to happen. They'll still brush over that shit. Well, he got the WBO strap. That ain't just it. It's all about the money he's been making, what he's done in his career, his position on the pound for pound list, everything that you try to dilute. Him going to the Boxing Hall of Fame and have his hand cast, everything they try to dilute just to build Errol Spence up. It is the same reason he's as big as he is in this equation. Period. They want to talk about, well, why Terrence Crawford? Why didn't he ever send a contract? He's not with a promoter. Why he never send a contract? This, that, and the other. Listen, if you up here even saying why Terrence Crawford didn't do something, then you far away from where the action's at. You far away from understanding what's really going on. How's Terrence Crawford going to sit up here and negotiate? You know, Errol Spence supposed to be the heavy lifter. He's supposed to have the Al Heyman behind him and the Showtime network. He's supposed to be the one with all the goods. But every time I look on the damn thumbnail, I hear and see people pointing the finger at Terrence Crawford holding up the fight. Stand on your square, motherfucking Bud Crawford. Continue to stand on your square, bro. Because what they believed was it was going to be easy. They believed it was going to be easy to come in here and take advantage. They underestimated what they was going to get, the resistance they was going to get from Terrence Crawford negotiating his work. They underestimated. The naysayers on here, they underestimated it. They underestimated everything. You know why? It's not like they didn't think he would do it. It's the fact that they didn't want him to do it. They didn't want Crawford to stand up for himself. They wanted him just to lead Top Rank and go over there and lay at the doorstep of PBC, like I said so many times before. They wanted that man to be a slave. They wanted him to go over here and be the slave to you know, as a seaside over at PBC. They wanted him to take very little money. They wanted him to basically jeopardize everything he had worked for. Or should I say compromise? They wanted him to compromise everything he had worked for with the guaranteed money and everything else, what he had built in his career. Three-way champion, formerly undisputed. They wanted him to just go over there and act like it was a clean slate with Errol Spence and negotiate for pennies in one of the biggest fights of boxing. That's why I don't talk about the subject too much, because these cats are still saying the same shit. I see the debates out there and all this other shit, man. Nobody have time. Look, nobody have time to be negotiating, right? A channel that's non-biased. Nobody have time to be talking facts about this situation in a chat that's extremely fucking biased. Real talk. I've heard everything there is to say. It makes no sense why this is still coming up in debates and this shit is still coming up in live streams and it's still finger pointing at Terrence Crawford for doing what he's supposed to do. But you know, the fucked up part about it is that these people say boxing is a business, y'all. Boxing is a business. You know what? Boxing is a business. But yet they don't want Terrence Crawford to go over there and be a businessman when he negotiate his contract. They want this man to just go over there and take minimal wages, y'all. Minimal wages. The same thing Timothy Smith said at the beginning of the year is not breaking news months later. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, this is not breaking news. I don't care who broke it. This shit I already know. What the fuck I want to talk about it for? It's the same retreaded information. If they was offering them a multi-fight deal, did it happen? So why the fuck am I going to talk about something that didn't happen? Well, I've heard it was a multi-fight deal here and there and everywhere. Did the fight happen? Timothy Smith has said the same fucking thing that happened with this breaking news. Go tell a friend who know a friend. They always want to talk about debating, bro. Go tell a friend who know a friend. Timothy Smith said the offer that they was going to give them is insulting, right? Is that not an insulting offer for multi-fights? Come on, man. Is it not an insult? Is that not an insult? You want Crawford to take less money than the guarantee he was getting for one fight? You want him to take less than that for multiple fights when he was getting more than that for one fight? You want him to digress monetarily when he's worked his way up that ladder for a reason, to be able to negotiate in times like this. You want him to do exactly what Timothy Smith said they didn't want to do. They didn't want to insult Terrence Crawford. So why are people talking about this like it's brand new? Why? Because you don't understand this shit has already been out there. This info has already been out there, yo. This is the same shit Timothy Smith talked about. And this is what we get months later, and people acting like it's brand new. Come on, fellas. He told you in the beginning of the year. This is the same shit he was talking about. What has changed, man? We only in August. Who gives a fuck about a multi-fight deal for this amount of money? Timothy Smith told y'all the same shit that y'all talking about now. They was going to lowball the offer. It was going to be, they didn't want to insult the man. What is this doing? Insulting. Low numbers. But yeah, I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no breaking news to me. I told y'all, you better be aware of that purse bid if this fight even has any type of traction. How can Teofimo Lopez, look, who doesn't even have nowhere close to, he negotiated his purse going into the fight with Lomachenko. He negotiated his fight going in there with Lomachenko, which was his 16th fight. He negotiated, I believe, from 1.2 to 2 point. If Teofimo Lopez stood on his square and went to a purse bid to defend his titles with George Kambosos, why are y'all finger pointing at Terrence Crawford? This man went to a purse bid and Triller picked it up for 6.1, didn't he? This is Teofimo Lopez with 16 professional fights. And y'all don't want to credit Crawford for negotiating, standing on his square from corner to corner. Y'all don't want to, goddamn, y'all will sit up here and not mention too much criticism about Teofimo Lopez when he negotiated. He stood look, him and his pop stood strong, yo. They stood motherfucking strong in that Lomachenko negotiation. They stood strong in not taking that money from Top Rank and going in the purse bid. It imploded. It still didn't wind back at Top Rank. It imploded. But at least Teofimo did it. At least he was able to have success in basically raising the bar for how much he's worth as a fighter. That's the same shit Terrence Crawford did when he started getting that guarantee money. And he wasn't a pay-per-view star. So being that he wasn't that pay-per-view guy, Bob Arum said he lost enough money to buy a house in Beverly Hills because there's a certain price point from a fighter who isn't fighting on pay-per-view. Terrence Crawford far exceeded that monetary measurement. He was high up on the metric when it comes to a non-pay-per-view star getting as much money guaranteed as Terrence Crawford. How does the promotion supposed to get their money back? It's not the fact that, Terrence Crawford wasn't selling shit. He's been packing out the house. It always deal. Look, let me dichotomize something else that people are clueless about. They always want to talk about the numbers between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, right? So, when we talk about ticket allocations, Terrence Crawford been packing out venues. He's been packing out venues. It's all about the allocations, right? It's all about, what are the seat allocations, and then what tickets are going to be left for sale, and how many comp tickets is going to be about. You always hear people talk about Dallas. You're talking about AT&T Stadium, all this other shit, right? But they never really talk about, when you hear them talk about Errol Spence, they truly act like that he's selling out the entire stadium, which absolutely is far from any truth that you can imagine. They would talk as if he's selling out AT&T Stadium. His numbers since Mikey Garcia has not increased. So kudos to Terrence Crawford for standing on his square just like Teofimo did. But the people are not going to talk that shit to Teofimo Lopez because he was still able to go in there and fight Lomachenko and win. They were still able to make that fight happen. In-house, of course, in-house. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that he was able to negotiate the way he did. With that many professional fights, Teofimo Lopez was able to negotiate and raise his bar when it comes to his revenue, how much he's worth as a fighter. You have to raise the price point sometime or another. Hey, this is what I made against Lomachenko, and we went the purse bid, even though that shit fell through with 3 delays. It's the fact that he did it. He had the cojones to do it. What's the difference with Crawford? Crawford has cojones to do it a while back to getting guarantee money. He was very, very intelligent to get guarantee money. What's wrong with Crawford getting guarantee money? What's wrong with him progressing from the guarantee that he was making up to this point of negotiating the biggest fight? Why would he want to take pennies, less than his guarantee money, multiple fight deal with a fighter whose name is considered to be one of the biggest fights in boxing? Somebody tell me that shit. Somebody tell me that. I don't understand how some people were saying Wilder deserved 50-50 against AJ, although AJ had 3 belts to Deontay's 1. But now are saying Bud should only get 60-40 or 70-30 because he got 1 belt. This is the way I see it. When I was trying to tell people that they were saying that Crawford didn't want 60-40. But from what I was hearing, the 60-40 is what he was trying to negotiate at one point in time because they was trying to get that man 70-30 behind the scene. They was trying to get a man 70-30, not 60-40. He was trying to say, okay, go 60-40. But yet there's other negotiation process that goes into that. 60-40 is just a portion of it. With the Wilder situation, 50-50, it had to do with him being in a bad situation where, Anthony Joshua was being paraded by Eddie Hearns as this big time Wembley Stadium. And the only time he really did numbers at Wembley Stadium was against Vladimir Klitschko. But I can't even get into that right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't even get into that right now because I want people to understand how you have individuals that choose to be one-sided. They don't want to mutually look at both sides and report how it should be. They want to be one-sided narrative pushers, grabbing hold of a wheelbarrow and just doing these loads manual, dumping them off. Here goes some more shit. Now, can you rake that out? If you rake that out, enough and spread it evenly, it's good fertilizer. I'm going to come back later with some more shit, okay? Why wouldn't Terrence Crawford want to negotiate his worth, bro? Why would he want to digress? Answer me that. Why would Terrence Crawford want to digress? It's people that have been working at a job for years. And if it was another position open in their employment and it paid less money than their current position, now I can't take that, man. It makes no sense to me. They'll call their wife up, a girl. Hey, baby, let me talk to you, fuzzy. You got a minute? So they're trying to tell me it's a job that's opened up in a different section, which might be a little bit better than where I'm currently working, but yet I'd be making less money. But, as far as the duties that I'll be a part of, taking care of, much better when it comes to the company. I'll be learning a little bit more, but I'll be taking less money. What you think? You think I should take that? She gonna say, so let me get this straight. You say you're taking less money, but yet is probably gonna provide you much more opportunity, over there. You're gonna find out a lot more about the company. It's gonna be an accelerated type of position where the position you're currently in is limited, But this next position, it may put you, on a pace to learn more about the company, do more with the company. But you're not going to get paid more for doing, that extra collateral duty. You're going to get paid less. That's just the way it is. I don't know why it's like that. It's just the way it is. And she's going to say, hell no. That's going to cut into our freaking combined income. When it comes to combined income, in my scenario, we're talking about the team. If some of the same faces was there with Terrence Crawford when he was getting that guarantee money signed with Top Rank, why in the hell would he go up here knowing what they know behind the scenes, knowing what we heard from Timothy Smith? Why would he go into this negotiation just because it's Errol Spence? He don't need fucking Errol Spence. He don't need him. He doesn't need Errol Spence, bro. The man has made millions. Errol Spence has made millions. Errol Spence wanted to make a declaration to unify the welterweight division. Terrence Crawford do not need Errol Spence to be great and be in the Hall of Fame moving forward. I know a lot of people's feelings are going to be hurt about that shit, but that's just the reality of it. Timothy Smith told you the same shit that's supposedly breaking news. The same shit. That shit ain't breaking to me. That just goes to show you how people get wrapped up in one-sided, what they call it, ex parte narratives. One-sided ex parte narratives. And they forget about shit. Or they refuse to bring it up. This is not any way, shape, or form breaking news. Timothy Smith told us at the beginning of the year this shit was what it was. And this is a perfect example on how the YTC media is puppetized. You spend so much time talking about one-sided, biased-ass narratives, you forget this shit was talked about already. Timothy Smith pretty much mentioned that they didn't want to insult the man, this, that, and the other, before Errol Spence stepped in with Udina Sugas. Them coming out and saying there's a multi-fight deal for this amount of money, who cares? That shit ain't new. Think about it. Think about it. We didn't want to insult him. What was he telling you? I'm just putting it out there, man. I'm just putting it out there. That's all. I'm just putting it out there, man. I'm just putting it out there. That's all. You know what I'm saying? They can believe it. They can believe it if they want to. I'm just putting it out there. What's going on, Showtime? Shaw News in the building. Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw. Hot Grease Cook. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. I'll definitely go check out my guy Showtime. Team Jihad Tucker on deck. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I don't worry about this debate shit, bro. My recall memory is good too. I don't give a damn where y'all debating that. I'm not going to bait somebody on a channel that the chat is going to be in there like little kids with crayons. You know what I'm saying? They used to one color. No, he has on a red shirt. I got a red crayon. Let's push him. He's doing great, man. Come on, bro. I'm not falling for that. In order for you to goddamn get in the ring with the champ, nah. But back to the topic, right? Back to the topic. That goes for any one of y'all. Back to the topic. Timothy Smith told us the breaking news, which people are scrambling around. It was already put out there. That shit I already known about. I heard they was trying to lowball him. I put out the thumbnail. They was trying to give the man. I put out 60-40. It'll be on his own terms. Look at the thumbnail. This is a while back. Subliminal type shit, bro. Look at the shit. His terms, not yours. I put 60-40 on my thumbnail. I don't know how much I got to put this shit out there, bro. They was trying to give this man 70-30, and he was trying to negotiate 60-40 at one point in time. What did I put in there? Blah, blah, blah. His terms, not yours. They look, the YTC was up here acting like Terrence Crawford, like, well, You know, he don't deserve 60-40. Why won't he just take 60-40? That's enough. They wouldn't offer him 60-40 like that. They wouldn't offer him 60-40. They was offering him much lower. You know how that's the truth? Because it's pretty much playing out right in front of you. It's playing out. He was getting less guarantee money, right? And then you think the back end is going to fulfill Terrence Crawford negotiation needs on the back end? They're going to fuck him in the front and not in the back? Come on, stop the madness, bro. Stop the motherfucking madness, dog. They're going to sit up here and say, we're going to give you 2 point something on guarantee. But you know what? We just have to wait till the numbers come in to see what you're going to get on the back end. But, you know, we can give you this percentage. If you stick to the 70-30, hey, it's a done deal. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. We got a deal. We got a deal. Come on, Terrence. We got a deal. Bomac. Deal. No shit. Well, you know, hey, just call me back later. You know, just get back in contact. We're at square one. You know, we're at square one. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just see how this works out a little bit later. Look, if you look at it, right? I don't like putting facts at the end of shit. Facts. Facts. That is facts. That is facts. Well, it's fact that I'm telling you that shit ain't breaking news. That's fact. It's fact that I'm telling you Timothy Smith told us exactly what's playing out, where everybody's jumping on thumbnails to say, was Crawford offered a multi-fight deal? He told y'all they was going to they didn't want to insult the man with the numbers they was going to present. They told you that shit. And now you get the numbers that's insulting as fuck, and y'all sit up here and believe that Timothy Smith all of a sudden wasn't giving you the sign. Lord, give me a sign. Shout out to DMX, the great DMX. You know what I'm saying? He gave you the motherfucking news, dog. He showed you. Now all of a sudden somebody, True School, he breaks the news. Nothing about True School. Shout out to True School. I have nothing against that brother. Shout out to True School, bro. I'm just talking about what I already knew. That was the same shit Timothy Smith didn't want to insult Crawford then with. Since this has been long standing, before Terrence Crawford stepped in Yordenis Ugas, we're still at the same point. Every time Bernie the boxer come out and say, hey, Crawford haven't told me anything. And then he come out, he said he talked to the champ say November. All right. But then he never told you all it was completed. He just said the champ said November. To that extent, something like that. I thought the champ said November. Within November, no one has never came out with the fight is finished or finalized. We heard looking, closing, nearing, looking, closing, nearing, closing, looking, closing, nearing, looking, closing. That is not finalized or finished. It doesn't take a scientist to figure out this shit right here. No one said that the shit was anywhere closer. Why are people so mesmerized about news breaking of a multi-fight deal? Why would you be mesmerized about that and not be mesmerized on what Timothy Smith told y'all at the beginning of the year? Why would you even ignore the fact that he told you early? This is nothing new. Yeah, that offer is insulting. It's an insulting offer. Why would anybody want to take less money than what they've been making? A lot of people in their daily lives wouldn't do that when it came down to them, especially if you have kids, especially if you marry, any of that, especially if you're taking care of loved ones. You're not going to basically take a decrease, a reduction in pay for a job opportunity that's much better than what you previously had. Because in this scenario, it is. Both fighters are stepping in there in the biggest fight of their career. Both pound per pound elite boxers stepping in there for the undisputed titles. Why would you want to take less money? Fuck it. I'm going to tell you something else. I'm just giving out too much, because I still have people talking about debates and shit. I'm going to tell you something else when it boils down to this shit. If you feel it's okay for Terrence Crawford to take less money, then you clearly don't understand how does he benefit from even taking a fight, period. How does he benefit from the shit? You're going in there, an all or nothing, high risk fight for all the titles. Your O is on the line for less money. Terrence Crawford has already been undisputed. So he has bragging rights and a t-shirt over Errol Spence. Errol Spence has not achieved or accomplished anywhere close to that yet. But yet, all the braggadociousness come into play that he rates this and he should negotiate that. And he has 3 belts. This dude, when it comes to 3 belts, man, 3 has been that number. That's probably why they using 3 so much. Because they locked in on Errol Spence having 3 belts. But at the end of the day, he needs Terrence Crawford just like Canelo needed Caleb Plant. Canelo needed Caleb Plant to pick up that last IBF strap at super middleweight. He needed him because his manifesto said he wanted to become undisputed at super middleweight. And in that process, Canelo was in a great position. The first negotiation fell through and the second one came through. Caleb got paid. Why can't Terrence Crawford get motherfucking paid, dog? Why can't he get paid? Caleb got paid. You haven't heard him complain about shit. Him and his wife took a vacation. They've been chilling, relaxing. Caleb Plant living plush, dog. He ain't worried about shit. Why can't Terrence Crawford get paid? Why can't Errol Spence get paid? Both of these fighters deserve what they real talk. If they are, let's forget about, like, we already know that resumes play a big deal. And within that resume, we have to include divisional accomplishments. Or we wouldn't even have this conversation. Because both fighters are on the pound for pound list, but these naysayers will tell you the shit don't matter. They'll tell you pound for pound don't matter. But why are we even having this conversation? Why is negotiation difficult? Because they are where they at because of their accomplishments. You can't say the shit doesn't matter. It does matter. That's why both fighters are in negotiation the way they are. Because they have accomplished enough on both sides for the negotiations to be strict. With both fighters to be asking a heavy bag. Both of them. Even Errol Spence at welterweight with 3 belts. He has been on the pound for pound list. Regardless of what I think about his resume, I'm telling you at this point in time, with the popularity of these 2 names being in conversation in boxing, they should get paid. Both of them. Real talk, both of these guys should get paid. But when it comes down to who shouldn't get paid, there's always extended arms. And that index finger pointing to Terrence Crawford. He should just take what they give him. Terrence Crawford shouldn't be asking. Terrence Crawford holding up the fight. In reality of it all, he's accomplished more than Errol Spence in the sport of boxing. That's why he sits above him on the the pound for pound list that you check out. He sits above him. He's positioned above, in front of Errol Spence. And if you asking why this and that, about what the route he took, Terrence Crawford, he took a route that has his hand casted in the Hall of Fame. He took a very intelligent route. You can discount, look, you can try to discount what Terrence Crawford has accomplished in his career, but he is indeed, with Jeff Horn being his first fight at welterweight, he is indeed a 3-weight world champion, period. And you can't fuck with it. That's why I look at all the dang debates and shit and all this retreaded information. It makes no motherfucking difference. You can't erase it. Neither does Errol Spence have an undisputed damn division, nor when they talk about fighters in the 4-belt era, they not mentioning Errol Spence because he ain't accomplished it. Maybe in the 3-belt era, if he was years back, they would say, yeah, that's what it is. But no, that's not what it is. We're in a 4-belt era, and if you want to talk about after B-Hop, the third man on deck, if you want to talk about it, it's not Errol Spence Jr. But in all fairness, at the welterweight division, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford should get paid what they're worth. And if they're asking whatever they're asking, if it's fair and not over the hill, you know what I'm saying? If it's not overkill, so to speak, they should get it. Because it's what they've been able to accomplish, more so Errol Spence at welterweight. You combine that together with the popularity of what's going out here in the boxing universe. It's enough out here for the fight to be made. It's enough out here. It's enough that's out here for these two fighters to get into the ring. But unfortunately, boxing is a business, and the politics play a huge role in preventing these fighters from getting what they're asking, their negotiational price. And it's not just a percentage on the back end and guarantee. No. That's what y'all don't know. It's not just that. It's not just that. One of those negotiations coming from a certain fighter is what he's going to get paid on the replay. Imagine the gym I just told. They want to get paid residual royalties. Not one of the fighters is asking for residual royalties on the replay of that fight. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. One of those fighters is requesting residual royalties on the replay of the fight. I'm talking about every time that fight comes up and people are replaying it on the bigger networks or whatever the case may be, they want to get paid from it. They want residual royalties on that fight. Nobody's put that out there yet, but I just did. So it's a lot more that's going on in this negotiation process than just the breaking news. I'm just being honest with y'all now. Yo. But man, hey. Let me get to the live chat right quick. Remember, they even said, take whatever we give you. Yeah, take whatever you give. And they talk about black people, you know, making dumb decisions. They was up here dogging Devin Haney for taking that contract. You know what I'm saying? How you dog? Look, if you thought his contract was the way it is, he had to sign it to get where he needed to be. Now he a part of history. You know, that's all I'm saying. But that's not the case with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's Devin Haney's first division. Well, he's getting that opportunity. Yes, he did more than Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford unified in his second division. Still, he has more accomplishments than Errol Spence, period. What's going on? Hey, be more specific. Coco said they're not going to fight. Okay. I can't even freaking argue if they're going to fight, if they're not going to fight, Coco, for real. I can't do it, bro. Only thing I'm saying is it's a lot more negotiations going on. It's been spoken on already. And people act like this is brand new news. No, it sounds bad, right? Yeah, exactly what Timothy told y'all earlier. It sounds fucking bad because they gave you the flag. They ran the flag up the motherfucking pole that this was going to be this way. The offer is going to be insulting. And what are we hearing? Numbers that's insulting. You want multi-fight deals that's going to be per fight less than what I was getting per one fight on the guarantee money? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that. They using 3 a lot. That's why I say it lost 3 participants for 13 pay-per-views a piece. You know what I'm saying, dog? Dog, stop it, dog. Stop it. What's going on, D.L. Washington? What's good with you? But man, hey. I'm just giving. Remember I said about that royalty. I mean, it's a lot more shit that goes on in negotiation. Remember I told you that shit, bro. Remember I told y'all it's a lot more going on behind the scene. I don't try to be first, man. I'm not in it like that. I'm not in this shit to be first. This is not a race for me. This YouTube shit is not a race for me. I just love covering boxing with a passion, MMA and all that. This is not a race. Even if I was much younger, it wouldn't be a race for me because this is not. Look, I look at the bigger picture with YTCs. It's not something that I can have a how you put it, an 80-20 split. I could never have an 80-20 split in this YouTube game because it's not something that I have ownership for. I can never have a percentage where I'm making lucrative money. You know what I'm saying? Off this shit. I'm not willing to be a gimmick. I'm not willing to sell myself to sit up here and be goofy every time I'm on camera and, you know, wearing props and all this other. It's just too much going on. I'm much older dude. I guess my mentality would have been like that even if I was 20, bro, and I was in the social media game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of me would like it if we go back to when we didn't have internet, because you was able to deal with a lot of people in character, face to face, than what we have right now. People behind, you know, fake ass ghost accounts and all this shit. I loved it back then. The women that you met, you can pass them a letter and tell them, you know, you like them. And then they either give you a frown or a smile. And then, you know, it was popping after class. Hey, you met up in the hallway at the locker or whatever, or met up at a football game, holding hands and shit. You knew she was who she say she was because that's the way it started. Hey, this social media shit, it got filters on it. This negotiation, this motherfucker has filters on it, dog. This shit is ugly in real life, dog. Look, this damn negotiation shit is ugly, bro. People trying to sit up here and push these bum ass narratives, man. Real talk, it's much more. If I'm speaking on a topic as important as this, right, I have to compare it to people in general when it comes to their everyday occupation. Will you put yourself in the same position for which you are criticizing Terrence Crawford for not accepting? Would you yourself do it? If you had the accolades and you put yourself in a position where you thought it was time to make the biggest paycheck of my life, would you settle not to? Because last time I checked, he may be splitting the ropes. But you know one thing I don't hear out here in the YTC on what they think about with the families. You know what I'm saying? They have families to support when it's all said and done. When they knot up the gloves for the last time, these cats got families. They got generational wealth. Did you see Terrence Crawford's daughter out there running out her shoe, replacing her shoe? Look, hold up. He has kids and a wife and family to take care of, Shouty. He has individuals that's out there. He has kids that's out there that he has provided generational wealth for. Do you not think he has a monetary goal for when he chooses to leave the sport? And now he becomes a trainer, a manager, a owner, a business owner, Do you think it's not is unsmart for him not to go in here at this stage in his career and negotiate, maximize his monetary worth? Yes. Facts. 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 Both of these fighters negotiate. Don't play around with it. Do what Teofimo Lopez did. Push that shit to purse bid. Push it to purse bid, goddammit. There's plenty of people do purse bids. I told y'all already. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And look, don't be surprised if you see who in that purse bid. Don't be surprised. If that shit go to purse bid, don't be surprised who in that purse bid, bro. Bud Kids are truly athletic, just like him, is beautiful. Yes, man. His daughter ran out her shoes, ran back, stopped, replaced her shoe. Oh my God! And put out the goddamn fish hook. Let me cast this reel and start goddamn reeling their ass in. Nope. Come on in. Come back. Nope. Reel their ass in and won the race. She literally ran back away from kids who was running towards the finish line, replaced her shoe, and still made it to the finish line before them. You think this man ain't walking through life because he got kids to look up to him for being who he is as a father? Stop the madness, bro. That's why when I hear this damn clown ass shit on this man, come on, bro, stop. Stop, man. Y'all just want to wait to February to unite. You know what I'm saying? My black brothers, my kings. But we ain't kings unless it's February. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get together. Yes, Dr. Martin Luther King birthday is coming up in January. Yes, we want to get together. We just want to hold hands as a people. We've been through the struggle so much. But you've been dogging Terrence Crawford out. You know, isn't he black? We're not talking about him right now. We want to talk about unity. Put your fist in the air for me, please. No, man, it takes more than that, bro. Why are we going to sit up here and be clowns, man? No. Don't act like this shit is motherfucking breaking news. Stop the press. I like them other channels now continue to do Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence thumbnails. I like it. Keep mentioning it. Keep talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it every fucking day. I just chose to talk about it because it's been a couple of days and shit. And then, you know, make y'all aware of some things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all continue to talk about it. It just goes to show you that Terrence Crawford name is going to stay relevant as always because Errol Spence needs Terrence Crawford to put that notch. He need his name for that notch on his mantle. If he's able to accomplish, he need Terrence Crawford name. Terrence Crawford doesn't need Errol Spence's name for his mantle. He get Errol Spence's name on his mantle, it's gonna be like with us over here. We're gonna be like, man, we knew that shit was gonna happen anyway. We knew that shit was gonna happen, man. Hey, pass me a cold one out the. Hey, everybody get a cold one out the goddamn cooler, man. Let's toast this shit up. Yeah. That's what I want right there. Yeah, give me that Corona. Hey, get together. Yeah. We knew this shit was gonna happen. We already knew. But for Errol Spence, I think it does a lot for him in a way that they're gonna believe the rapture is upon them, the second coming of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We didn't know that he could do it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. The mother's gonna go up there and start getting suits. Man, I swear to God, that very next Sunday, boy, they're gonna be in church smiling. Oh, it's offering time. I'm gonna tithe today. I won that money. God damn. If I would have lost this money, I would have lost my ride. Damn, that was 20% of my mortgage and my entire car note. God damn it. I am happy that it came true. Whew. Well, look, it's never gonna happen like that. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you my point. No bias. Look, no bias. This is no bias, bro. This is no bias for real. If this fight doesn't happen, I'm gonna be okay. Because I feel that Terrence Crawford has told y'all anyway. Terrence Crawford has said he's moving up. He want to move up to 154 and face Jermell Charlo, whoever it is up there, and get a 4th division. He told y'all already. Bud should move up to 54 and leave Errol at 47. Errol got nowhere to go. He got Ennis, Thurman, and Ortiz, and I don't see him fighting the 2 young lions. See? You know what I'm saying? That makes a lot of sense. And that's truly how I feel in the first half. He should just move up to 54 if he can't get this fight. And he's basically spoke on that. He spoke on moving. He spoke on, I'm looking forward to moving up. Have you seen the pictures come out? It's a picture where he's looking much bigger. He's always in shape, but he's looking much more bigger, added muscle. You know what I'm saying? We never know what's going on with the negotiation process. We don't know. But it would be nice for him to just leave Errol Spence at 147 if this fight isn't happening and step up to 54. Because, like I told you before, I don't see Errol Spence moving to 154 anytime soon. It's just a part of me that feels that way. Now, I can be held accountable for being wrong, but I don't see him make another adjustment. Look, I'm gonna go on record, right? If Terrence Crawford don't take this fight, I'm talking about if negotiations aren't right and they lowball the numbers and he just say, you know what, I'm moving on past this fight. I'm not gonna fight I'm not gonna contend in my WBO belt or whatever the case may be because they want to feed me minimum wage. I'm gonna tell you why Errol Spence is not gonna follow him. Like I said before, Errol Spence is not gonna follow Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence is more valuable with the belts at 147. Errol Spence don't have the cojones to vacate those belts and freaking move up to 54. If he can get Terrence Crawford to leave and fight for the vacant WBO, he feels more validated to becoming undisputed. And with those titles, PBC is going to have in-house fighter once again, just like Jermell Charlo, that's going to be undisputed. They're at least going to get another defense out of that. I don't know who is it going to be. If they're going to try to set up a fight with Jaron Ennis or what, but he's definitely not leaving 147 after if he is in a position to fight for the vacant WBO title. I don't think Errol Spence is going to freaking move up if he does unify the 147-pound division without defending them and getting another check. Because, of course, that's going to be in Texas. Why wouldn't it be? Of course. Let's just say Terrence Crawford, he comes off the WBO. The undisputed is going to be in Texas, and the defense is probably going to be in Texas. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. In my mind, I don't think this shit is going to Vegas. I think he would, if he was fighting for the vacant WBO, it'd be in his backyard, and the defense would be in his backyard. And what he does from there, who knows? Who knows? But I know this is an ever-going situation, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. I didn't mean to go in extreme detail about that shit, but like I would tell y'all, shout out to Team Crawford as always. Shout out to Team Tucker. Shout out to the family Team Williams Jr. Salute. I know he's supposed to be coming back this year. But shout out to Michael Williams Jr. Buck 50. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a topic that keeps on flowing and flowing and flowing, man. It's just all about Them how many crumbs that they continue to scrape off the table, put it back on the plate, add some water, and try to turn it into a meal. That's all. That's all with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say at this point in time. Shout out to Terrence Crawford. Get as much money as you possibly can. If they don't give it to you, leave Errol Spence behind and have him playing catch up again. Have him play catch up again. Because look, it's never going to be the same with him facing somebody like Sean Porter faced Danny Garcia. It's never going to be the same with him fighting for that WBO vacant against somebody and becoming undisputed. It's not going to be the same, but he will be on the list in the four-belt era. Four-belt era is being undisputed. For real. He's going to get acknowledged in route. He will be acknowledged and validated, but it won't be as prestigious than him stepping in there with the pound-for-pound best Terrence Bud Crawford. Man, y'all been a pleasure, man. Continue to rock with the channel, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.